Moving on to 8, consider the implementation of a write method that is added to the date class. So it basically just writes it in this form rather than some weird form. So system.out.println my month plus the slashes, and it puts them in the right kind of order. System.out.println month, and you don't need this because it's just inside the class, so this is implied. And then you're calling the things. So since it's inside the class, both of these are fine because you can access the private variable fields, and system.out.println, we have to go up and check whether that matches the original. So yeah, it just displays date as MDY. And is that what we want? Very possibly. Yes, so we want MDY. So E, all three are correct. So 9, here is a client program that uses date objects. Fun. Public class birthday stuff. Public static date, find birth date. And then it just returns the birth date. And public static void main just constructs a new date using the find birth date method, which just returns a birth date. So, which of the following is a correct replacement for code to get birth date? System.out.println enter birth date, month, day, year. And then it reads all of them. And then just puts it in the right places. So that's I is correct, or 1, I suppose. System.out.println enter birth date, month, day, year. Int birth date dot month equals io.readInt. And here's where you're running into problems. Oh, yeah, because this is a this is an accessor method. It's not a I don't know, like you just can't use accessors in this way because they are just meant to take out data. So 2 doesn't work. System.out.println enter birth date, month, day, year, and birth date.mymonth equals io.readInt. And I can already see right here that since it's using my month, which is a private variable, that just doesn't work. So 3 is wrong, only 1 is correct, so A. So 10. A method in a client program for the date class has this declaration. Date D1 equals new date, where month, day, and year are previously defined integer variables. The same method now creates a second date object, D2, that is an exact copy of the object D1 refers to. Which of the following code segments will not do this correctly? So, D2, date D2 equals D1. This just copies the reference. So it's kind of hard to see exactly what they're asking for, whether they want the copied reference or whether they want all the new data. This definitely won't work because month, day, and well, actually, I think it will because you've still got month, day, and year left over from up here. So it just constructs it with the same things. And then this is also fine. So yeah, because it's just using the accessors rather than the actual things. So it's either E, all will do this correctly, or only 1 was wrong because this is just copying a reference. So if they wanted the exact copy, which I think they do, that means that A is the correct answer. So 11, the date class is modified by adding the following mutator method. Public void add years int n, add n years to date. Here's part of a poorly coded client program that uses the date class. Public static void add century, date recent, date old. Old.add years 100, recent equals old. Public static void main, date old date equals new date 1/13/1900. Date recent date equals null. Add century recent date old date. That's a bit of a it's a lot to take in right at once, but so D is correct because recent date refers to the same object as old date. So that happens right here, recent equals old, and so that reference just gets transferred into recent rather than being an old. Well, it's still an old, but it's in recent as well now. So they refer to the same object, D. Okay, 12, we're working with a rational class, and so we have our default constructor and all of these methods. Fun. Okay. So the method reduce is not a public method because methods whose return type is void cannot be public. That's not it. Methods that change this cannot be public. Nope. The reduce method is not intended for use by clients of rational class. So that is probably right because it, like, if it's private, if it's not public, then they don't want clients to use it. So it's probably that. And yeah, C is the correct answer because it's not intended for use. And these are both wrong. It's silly.